Hello everyone, and today I got a different video or a different type of video today. In today's video, this is going to be an introduction or a helpful guide into playing BrownDust 2. In this video, I'm going to talk about what are good, what to look out for, what characters to pull for, and what you should be doing in BrownDust 2 for an introduction if you're trying to get into the game and need to know a little small basis of how to play the game, what the game is all about, and everything up. I will have to say this first, this is an 18 plus older game, gacha game. So this game is 18 or older to play. You have to be 18 or older. They did change their age limit on here. It used to be a lot younger, but now it is at 18 and up for this game. So if you want to play, you got to be 18 and up to play this game. So I'm going to be getting into the stuff let's just talk about mostly we're not going to just talk about the story, but we're going to here to help you understand and where to go and what to do. So basically there is a lot of icons on the screen right now, so you can see on my computer, because I am playing on the computer right now because there is a PC client. There is a lot of stuff that can get cluttered and get in your way and figure out what you need to do. So in this video, I'm here to help you out to get you started. So if you want to play the game and get into it, it's the perfect time to get into right now because the second anniversary for BrownDust 2 is going on right now. They are giving away a total of 6 free characters right now. One of the lower rarity 4-star characters that you can get, and then there's a bunch of the SR 5-star characters that you can pull within the game that will be coming out, because right now they have the draws that be your selection where you get to pull for your characters and everything else. I'm gonna have to there's another thing I have to put on real quick in settings, graphics. There, I'm just gonna enable that so you can actually see because these are some very raunchy stuff, but this is in your draw selection pool where you do draw your characters from. They have a lot of stuff that is going on that is able to select. So if you're wanting to get started into the game, what should you be doing as soon as you load up the game and get started? First things first, the first thing you can do right now, you have to play through a tutorial pack you have to play a tutorial pack first. They will give you a few characters at the very beginning of that tutorial pack. It's either, I think it's him, this guy here, this girl here, and this character there. I don't like the silhouette mode. I'm turning this thing off. So I'm going to turn off silhouette mode. It's fine. So basically you get to play, it's this character here. I think you get at the very beginning it's Fred, and then no, it's not Fred, it's Lydia, and then you also get her, this dude also, that you play through at the very beginning, at the very, very beginning of the game. And then once you get through the tutorial pack, you'll end up in this area here, and you start in the Night of Blood, that be Lathal's play area, or where you start off, where you play as Lathal, and then you go through and stuff like that. So this is how your game world would look in the very beginning of the game. This is your area where you start, and then you're like, what should I do? How do I get more characters? And what is the best way to get those characters? So the thing that you should focus on is trying to build either a magic team. Well, this is a physical team, and or magic team. Between one of those two teams will allow you to clear a lot of the story pretty quickly, because it'll allow you to do specific things. So if we take a look at specific characters, so if we look at her for a moment, she has the ability, if we go to her costume, she has the ability to buff. Ally attack is increased by 80% for 6 turns. Ally's crit rate is increased by 30% for 6 turns, and it targets all the characters in range. So if you try to look for characters that buff your other teammates to make you do a little bit more damage, it makes you much stronger in the long run. So you have characters of the Priest of Vitality. She is a buffer. Then if you wanted to take a look at, it was in Shadow, you have, if we get this off, turn that off, we get to see who is the other character. Where is she? She is in here. Alright, Sammy. She is also a buffer. She has the ability, she has 2 costumes. At the very bottom, you can see which costumes it is. She has this costume right here. If you're able to pull the kind student version, she increases allies' attacks by 50% for 2 turns, and she and she increases by another magic attack by 50% for 2 turns, and heal all allies for 369 at the end of each turn, equal to 25% of her magic attack. So she is another good character to use. Also, that is another good buffer. But then you also have, if you want to do for a magic team, you do have the main buffer in light. Also, for some odd reason, they're not showing up. Oh, my entire roster is, there she is. It's Helena. Helena, she is one of the best supports in the entire game is Helena. If you have a chance to go for her, try to get her at least 1 copy of. You don't really need to +5 this version. I did end up +5ing this version because she is very strong at what she does. She says ally magic attack is increased by 115% for 4 turns. She heals all allies for 1,824 at the end of each turn for 4 turns, equal to 100% of your magic attack. And she increases your allies' crit rate by 50% for 4 turns. So she's actually really very strong, that she's able to be one of the best buffers out there in your party. So there is one other character that is also another powerful buffer, is Liberta. You get her in the storyline. She is free in the story, but you have to play. Technically, she is not free. She is a. You have to play the story. You have to get to like story pack 15 or 16. And then you have to use a specific contract, because she's going to be standing in the area. You can talk to them, and then you can recruit, because that's another way for recruiting characters is in the game. I'm not into that. I'm just showing you what are the good characters are. She allows you to restore 3 SP, that be skill points, that you'll be able to use to all allies. Allies' attacks increased by 115% for 4 turns, and crit rate is increased by 50% for another 4 turns. So this is another powerful support character that allows you to help buff your entire team and your crit rate. You don't have to worry about crit rate. Then all you have to do is worry about crit damage in the game, and that's basically it. These are specific characters. If you want to look for specific attackers, now try to look for someone that is fitting your play style, that is a strong attacker. So like in physical, we have, who is, I don't usually use for physical. For physical, I have her, the main character, Sacred Justia. She is one of the strongest, strong physical type users that is in the game. She deals 5,665 physical damage to enemies, equal to 300% of your attack, and then damage increases by 80% per target. If you get her to +5, it goes up even higher. They even show that you can show that it goes up to 90% at +5. But focus on trying to build a good physical team or a good magical team. For me, I play a magical team, so my magic team right now consists of Helena, then I have Liberta, then I have, she is another buffer, Ellipse. I think she was free, she was given out free, but you can also get her in the draw banner, so she's practically easy to get. She also buffs allies and magic attack by another 80% for 6 turns, and she increases crit rate again by 35% for 6 turns. If you can see a major trend here, there's a lot of characters that do this type of ability. Getting your 4 stars to +5 is very easy in this game. Once you get a lot of tickets, they're going to be giving away a lot of stuff during this patch, so this update. Then I have Loen. She is a very powerful user that has a very powerful ability where she hits a range of 9x9 square, so 3, 6, 9. So she hits very high and deals a lot of damage for my magic team. And then I have Morpia because she is a very powerful character and she can summon 1 characters, basically summons, and she's very powerful for summons. Technically, she's like my strongest character in the game right now that I have from my account. So those are what you should be looking for in team-wise. Now you're wondering, since I know what to look out for, how do I get said characters? How do I go about getting those said characters? So, like I said, this is the best time to start is during right now, is because of the anniversary, the 2nd anniversary that's going on. If you want to get specific characters, you will need, they will give out these specific items down here. Let's see, which one is it? It's this item here, the 5-star R contract. These contracts here allow you to recruit 5-star characters in the bar. Okay, there is a bar in the game that is right here. It's in every single city pack, or if we click home and then click here, it's in every pack just about. So there is a bar that you can go into. So you go into the bar. You can, and this is another good way to recruit characters. You have all the characters, you can see the ones with 4 stars above their head, they use normal contracts. So if I want to recruit Cry to my team, all I have to do is make sure I have any of the other contracts, that be the 3-star contract. These are for 3-star characters. And then you have the 4-star contracts. These are for 4-star characters. And then you have the 5-star contract, which is for 5-star characters. So this is another good way to get 5-star characters. You gotta make sure you have these contracts. To get more contracts, they're usually given out during events, basically, and just playing the game or just logging in daily, because that's how you get these contracts. And then if you want to combine those contracts into bigger and better stuff, you can go to the shop here, and then within the shop they allow you to, which one is it? Right here. Allow you to convert those contracts into higher version contracts, so you can get a 5-star contract for 5-star characters. So as long as you complete story packs, there will be characters at the end of sitting basically outside the area. So if I go up to, I think it's this one, Promise of Vengeance story pack. Story of Vengeance, you can see she is standing right here. Libertor, so if you wanted to get this character, you have to reach this story pack first, which will be kind of hard to do at the very beginning, but she is there So if you save your contracts, your 5-star contracts, you're able to recruit her there. There's also another way to get another character in this pack is Blade, because Blade is another strong character that is recruitable that was in this pack also, which is right here. She was also another character. Once you complete the pack story, you're able to recruit at least 2 characters if you have the contracts to do it. So that's one way of recruiting characters with contracts. The other way you can recruit characters is going through the draw pool. The draw pool is another way for you to get your characters. You get draw tickets, and then you have Dia. Dia is the free currency, and then you have paid Dia. That means the paid ones are the stuff that you spent money on to get your Dia crystals, so you can pool for specific characters that you would want. Right now they have a new selective draw where you can actually select one of any costume that is out in the main game, not limited characters, not any limited characters, or any of the characters that they did for collabs will not be in this banner selection. They are putting the other characters, so you can select any of these characters. And if you wanted to get one of them, this will be your chance to get the select of the certain characters that you want to pull and want to get to help build your account faster and so you can start playing the game a little bit better and figure it out from there for getting characters. This is another cool way. They just added this in. It's up for 83 days, so you have 83 days. They do have a special infinite draw, but you have to spend money for this. Just to do it. It shows you what the probability is. Then every single day they will give out. If you spent money, they give you chance if you spent money to get these characters easier. But if you don't spend money, you do have the daily free draw for the next 27 days. That's one free pull every single day. So that means you can get any of these characters and or weapons just for pulling every single day. Because that's what I did when I started this game. I didn't even play the game or figure it out. I just did it for the free draws. And then I finally got really invested into the game. And then I started learning how to play the game and everything else. So that's how you get with any of these characters, and they will become easy. And this is how you basically +5 just about any 4-star character is through this method here. But then there's other methods to get other characters also, so you don't have to go that way if you don't want to go through there. You also have the shop here. So once you get enough, which is another cool thing, is once you pull, there is a draw point right here. In the draw point, there's an exchange. You can either exchange it for the character. You can exchange for, it costs 200 draw powder to exchange for the character. Or you can withdraw it for Powder of Hope, which they add another way of getting more characters is going into the shop and then going into the Powder of Hope. And with the Powder of Hope, this allows you to get any more characters comparative to how many pulls that you have done in the past. So if you have over 200, you see what characters you think are nice that you want for your account, and you have over 200, this is another good way to get another character. Also, golden threads is another good way. You get golden threads for every time you pull. Every time you pull, you get golden threads. If you pull another 5-star character that you already have at +5, you get 300 golden thread. That is allowing you to be able to buy these characters, which are at 1600. I can also spend another 1600 if I want to up. This is only for existing characters. So if you have existing characters, this is once a month, and you're able to +5 any existing character that, well, not +5, but at a +1. If you're at +4 for any of these characters, I can +5 any of the ones that I have at +4 right now if I want to by buying this. But the only way to get this currency, you have to do pools. If you want to get the Powder of Hope currency, you have to do pools on the draw banner, and that's how you get this stuff to be able to get any of these characters. Now, there's actually 2 more other ways to get more characters. You have the Mirror Wars shop. This is the PvP thing that is in the game that allows you to do player versus player, but it's usually auto battle, so you don't have to, you have to figure out a specific team. But if you do just play the PvP, you do get the PvP currency that allows you to buy this to get enough. It's 18,000 for the currency. That's if you want to save up every day, basically. I do it every day. I get like 500 to 600 a day, so it makes it kind of easy for me. So I can get I already bought the Angel of Destruction, Teresa, and got her to +4. Then you also have the guild. If you're in a guild, they do give out monthly 10 tickets. That allows you to get draw tickets from there also. So those are all the ways right now to get characters. But also in the newbie pass that just started, they just reworked it. They give out a free Nebris in this newbie pass. So if you start the game right now in this new mode or the 2nd anniversary, this is your chance to get a free Nebris. They will, once you obtain her, she's actually a very strong character. They put it in your mailbox that is right there to get. That is another free character that they didn't even say they were giving out for free. You also have the anniversary pass. The anniversary pass is a free banner. This is 100% free. All you have to do is complete the stuff that is on the banner, which is actually pretty easy. I do a step-by-step thing on how to complete. I can do a step-by-step thing if you want to know on how to complete this banner really quickly. It's not that hard, but once you complete this part a day, all you have to do is go in, accept it. I wait until I get to 17. Once I get to 17, I purchase this with the free Dia, which is 1,000, because in here you get 700 Dia back, but you also get the other 300. So it's basically free. It's a free banner that you can actually do to get your stuff. And then you also have the paid banner, which doesn't really give out much, but I don't do the paid banner because of how much stuff they already give out. You can level up these with free Dia, but I suggest don't do it unless you're missing out on a bunch of days and it's getting closer to the end and stuff like that. But I really don't do that whatsoever at all. So those are basically so if we go to the event tab, this is where all of your this is where the game gives out even more tickets if you could get more characters to +5. So the more versions of the specific copy of character that you have, so let's say the version copy of the Pool Party Justia, if you get her up to +4, you get back 10, 20, 30, 40 tickets back for free. These are just for pooling, and this is for every single character in the game that they have this for. This banner style is for every single character that they have up. So in the event tab, this is where you're going to find your free characters. That be the free version for Eclipse, Morpia, Delvey, and then Rue. So these are all the free characters that they're giving out in this. Those are those 4 free characters. Nebris is 5. And then if you check in here and go to 5, we go to the missions and go to day 2. They are giving out this character here that is in day 2, Anvil of Creation. She is perfect for making and making your armor in the game so you can make your characters stronger, so you can progress through the game way much more easier and everything else. So that is in the event tab. This is where you can get your free characters that you haven't got a chance to pull yet and wanted to get. This is the best way, because the more pulls or more copies of the get, you get pulls back. If you don't want to get them to +5, but I say you probably don't get them to +5 yet, unless these two are limited. These are the only two limited characters. The rest will not be limited, so that makes it a little bit easier to get these other characters. This character was at limited, and they're very easy to get to all +5. They made sure to just raise the level up to 40 and then use them in battle 3 times. And that's for all of these characters. If you want, they're going to +5 all your account. These characters will boost your account up pretty high, pretty well, pretty quickly, and be able to just jump right into playing and everything. So those are the ways to get your characters. And now you want to be like, well, since you talked about getting the ways of getting the characters, how do I armor them up? What do I do to make them stronger? What do I do to be able to do battle? So basically, once you get your characters and stuff, now you want to figure out the armor. So like for this character, I don't have any armor on her whatsoever, except for her UR weapon. You will get tons of UR weapons that are for 3-star characters in the draw banner. They are very easy to get. You don't have to worry about trying to get any of these. They will just appear as you're doing the free pools. The free pools that you do daily will build up weapons and everything else for specific characters, because all characters have specialty weapons that go well with them. So if you take a look at this one has a specialty version of boosting her attack a bunch of times, but you can change it once you upgrade the weapon, because there is an upgrade weapon, so you have to use gold to upgrade the weapon. Gold is abundant in this game, so you don't have to worry about that. Getting to up once you get them upgraded, because there is a repeat function. I can do a max of 300 times. I hit this button, it's going to go through the process of upgrading it, and it's going to either fail. If it doesn't, it's going to start failing once it gets the higher grade, like it just did there. But I'm going to just hit skip until it gets the plus, and then it tells me how much money I just spent to get this to +9. So basically, you have to get the weapon for the character. If you don't have a weapon, you can just use any other character to get those weapons. So yeah, you're looking at the armor. You're like, how do I get armor or gear, or what do I need? So there is a few characters I will suggest, besides the ones I pointed out for playing through story packs and trying to get through there. The most impactful thing that will help your account out is your collection. That be your ability skills and your alchemy skills. Because these are the things that will allow your account to progress beyond what it is up there. Is by getting all of these items here. Because these are your crafting items that allow you to make armor and make weapons and make specific equipment for your characters. This is for your characters. You need the ability skill. You need to figure out which character does the crafting. So if you click on each one, it tells you which character does which ability. So the ability down here, you have the characters that are perfect for stealing. You have the characters that are perfect for searching for items on the field. There's only one cook character, and that's Justia. She is 100% free, so you will get her as soon as you get to start the game. Same with Lethal. Lethal is 100% free also. Then you get, I forgot her name. Charizard. She is completely free also in the very beginning, because she's part of the story. You will get her for free also, but she's the only character that is using for alchemy. Then you have the characters that uses the anvils that be used for crafting gear. These are your two characters. He's Fred that crafts gear, and then you have Layla, who also crafts gear. Once you be able to get one of those characters, now you're able to craft weapons in the game. The other stuff are revival stuff, trap locations, and basically for speed, invisibility, pulling absorption items. These are your other stuff. This is the only character that does the gluty find, that just bring those blue gooties around. There's a few ways you can do to get those gluties pretty quickly, actually. Very easy. But once you have any of the ability skills, then what you have to do next, once you have those ability skills, is to level up your character's abilities. Once you have those, so Shahrazad is in water, so that be this character here, costume, well, info. Basically, info. If right here is their ability skill, you have to level these up. So to level them up, you have to just use their skill over and over again. So basically you click there, so you can actually see right here a legendary gear crafting. You have to level these up. It takes a while to level up, except the ones that don't take a while to level up is gear crafting and the cook and gear crafting, cook, and alchemy. Those three don't take very long to level up whatsoever. They don't take long at all. So right here, the reason why it doesn't take long, because they give you so many materials, you click on one and you can make 1,000 of these pretty quickly, and then just hit the build craft button. But you got to have ability points, which are easy to get, by the way. They sell them in droves. They sell them in special packs. They sell them in story packs. No, they don't sell them in story packs. They sell them in the event packs. So, like the event storylines and stuff, that's how you get that stuff. But once you be able to get a character that makes weapons, this is where all your legendary armor and everything else, your perfectly strong UR armor comes from. You can tell which gears and which things that I use. The only thing that will make it hard to make URs is the ancient crystals. These are the rare items of the things that you need to make URs. You don't really need to make them, because you could just make these, which doesn't take those at all, and you can make 100 or more of these. I decided to go with UR because I saved up all my equipment stuff and everything else. So this is how you make your character stronger. It's just by using the abilities. So basically, I have here, this is the find. So I click the find button right there with lethal, and then I can click this button here and it absorbs it all up together. So that's a small combination. And this is for cook. So if I wanted to make like this, I want to make it 38 times, I hit cook. This is the way of your leveling up your skills, your character skills, so you can be able to make the armor that you need to play the game. Then once you have the armor and you wanted to start progressing through the story, this be a good time to start testing your stuff out to progress through the story and play through the story packs. Because once you do that, there is a few things that you need to know about the last bit of stuff that I can talk to you about now. So once you figure out, and you got your armor, you got your characters, you got the stuff that you want to do to build up your characters, and you equip them with some type of gear, you're like, now where do I go for battle? Or what do I do if I wanted to level up my characters and make them stronger that way? If you want to level your characters up, I leveled up all my characters to level 100. The only characters that can't get to level 100 are the 3-star characters. They're the only ones that can't get to level 100 at all. So if I sort by level, the level 60s or 3-star characters can't go up to level 100. Only 5-star characters can get to level 100. 4 stars is level 80, and 3 stars are level 60. So that's the only about as far you can get for there. There is, once you play more of the story packs and you unlock this more of the story pack or play a little bit, you will end up unlocking the Path of Adventure Contact Pack. This pack here is where the area where you will be leveling up your characters, getting all of your stuff for your characters and everything else, because once you get up here, you click on this lady here, you select the path, and this will be the area where you can do farming for money. You can farm for the gloopies. They are used for leveling up characters. And then these are the crystal caves are there to level up your specialty enhancement for characters to make them just a tad bit stronger. So this is where these are going to be, and these are your daily things you can do, because they do give you 60. They just refill every single day. So at the beginning of the next day, they just go back to maximum. You don't have to wait. So right now, in 10 hours, once 10 hours lapse, it just shoot back up to 60. Same for the rice. They upped the rice for this anniversary to 120. And then the goblin stuff. I have so much extra. I can play as much as I want because I have more than 16,000 cooked rice. This is your stamina in the game. So I don't really worry about stamina because they will give you tons and tons and tons of stamina to play the game so you can level up and progress your character. But once you unlock this area, this is just for unlocking and leveling up your characters. Then if you want to once that is unlocked, you do unlock the area for PvP. My face is over it. I'm sorry. It's called Mirror Wars. Once you unlock this is the area for the PvP stuff here. But I say don't get into PvP if you're not really wanting to get into PvP. Do not worry about it. It's just here. You can just click on the thing and do the PvP, and that's it. You basically go in here. It does it set up randomly, so since you're a beginner, it's not really going to do much for you. But here's one thing, once you do unlock it, is the Last Night Brawl pack. This is where you will unlock this, and this is where you do another full fight. I think this is where you get Lowen free, maybe. I might be wrong, I think. If you haven't played in a while, it's been a minute since I've done all of this. But this is just a free content where you just whack on a monster and build up points. And then once you get like the highest damage point scaling, right here, it gives you these rewards. They upped it to 300,000. That's where I've made it. But they upped it to 3.5 million. For some odd reason, so they were like, let's just go 3.5 billion now. But once you can see, these are the goodies that you can get every single day. This is a daily thing that is basically free to do. Once you unlock it, it's very easy and simple. There's an auto thing for it, so these are just more goodies right there. Then you also have the character event packs, the character packs. These are just more ways to get more stuff for your character. Then you have the Gloopy Diner. Once you go through the story for the Gloopy Diner, they will also give you crystals in the Gloopy Diner every day. But then they also have special fated guests with the characters that give out special raunchy cutscenes that you're able to do. But these give out crystals that you can use to help advance your characters further that way too. But this takes a daily thing. You have to get up to level 30 if you want it to be at max. So like what I have it up to max. This takes a very long time to do, but they give you this currency over time. But once you get it to level 30, you will be at max for that also. So that's basically most of the game that I showed you. I will also let you know there is an event always going on. No matter what, there's always an event every single time. Once this event ends, there will be another event. Once that event ends, there will be another event. There's always an event after an event happens. And this is for as long as BrownDust 2 out. They didn't have it, but then they started cycling that. But now there's an event every single time that is out. If you're strong enough, you can. The story is very easy. The normal battles is very easy, but the challenge battles are very hard. If you can do these, that's great. If you can't, just worry about the normal battle, because once you start getting the currency, make sure to buy the draw tickets. You get a total of 15 because you get 3 at times 5, that is 15. Make sure to buy these, and also make sure to buy the UR weapon or armor. Basically, the UR armor and the SR armor that they give out for completely free, but this is you just playing the event. But you have to make sure to buy the level up item. This will allow you to level these weapons up. You do need this item here to level up these. But then this is another good way to get level up materials, your ability pills, and stuff like that. They're giving away 3,000 ability pills 50 times. So this is another good way to get your stuff to level up your characters and do any of the stuff in the game is through events, and they will always have events up and running. So last thing I need to talk about before I get off of here and stuff. I know this is probably a long video, but the last one is show you how the battle works. So I'm going to just show you how battle works real quick. The battle is very simple. It's very easy to do. It took me a moment to figure out how to do the battle, but once I show you what to do, it makes things easy. There's always a battle area where you can just walk into and do battles with monsters or the thing that is in the area of that stage. So we're just going to go invisible, because you can see if you're invisible, I got the invisible one, you can catch those gloopies very easy. You have the battle here. Okay, so we have the battles here. Your battle is on a 3, 6, 9, 12. A 12 by 3 grid. Basically, it's a grid, okay? For your characters, you can line them up over here in specific order that you want. You can also move your characters any direction that you want that is on the grid. Your characters have attacks that are based on those said grids. Then they have a little gray box here at the bottom. These are your skill points, and your skill points right here, you can see where my mouse is dictated by there for your skill points. Your skill points is right there at the very bottom. To get more skill points, you just basically attack. You get a skill point from attacking, but then you also have specific characters like her that restores extra skill points in battle. So basically, if you're in, they also have, it says they attack the very front, or they attack the back row, or you're able to do pushback damage, where you can push a character, push an enemy back a row to hit someone else. So if I push her in front, like since she's attacking the back row, she only hits the back row. You have to go for somebody that attacks the front. There are other characters that do attack front and do attacks that way. So this is your battle grid. I just went over simply for the battle grid, but once you do the battle grid and do your battles, it's just basically attacking. Once you hit battle start, it will start the battle. You select the costume that you want to do or to do an attack. So like her, I will move her to the center. I will do this grid here. It will attack those 3 simple sections there. I can do this as a heal. I will do that as a heal. And then basically we can do this as a heal. And we can just do this as an attack. And then Morpia, I can also do her one thing as an attack also if I want to. But then I also have the other 2 guys that are down here that I can use for an attack, because Morpia does summons. And then once I do, I just hit the battle start. And then you can see right here, I'm putting this back up to ×2 speed. These are these, I'm just going to skip these. And then boom, that's it. So that's how you do the battle. Let me show you one other thing really quick. Is that it's called the hunting grounds. So basically, the hunting grounds is where you get to unlock your materials to level up your stuff that I showed you earlier. I didn't actually tell you that these are hunting grounds. So to unlock these hunting grounds, play the story packs and they will be unlocked easily. Once you get to 7, this is where you can get those other for the higher tier weapons. But just play the story, you'll unlock these pretty quickly and everything else. So if you have any questions, send a message down below in the video description. Put a message in the comment if you have any questions of anything. I can answer anything you need and be able to help you out. So this is my introduction video. I know it's a long one. So thank you for watching. Make sure if you have any questions, say something down below and I will I will answer your question. So peace out. See you in the next one.